ladies and gentlemen. Folks, my next guest tonight recorded the hit songs, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? I'll Tumble For You. And Karma, 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 Chameleon, who has just written this autobiography. It's entitled, Boy George, Take It Like a Man. And they love the title. Please welcome Boy George. You're waiting hours?
Yeah.
This must be nice. The crowd's so thrilled that you're here. That's gotta be nice.
I know half these people already.
That's your secret. Amazing.
Yeah. I pay them to come with me. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
We do that too. It works very nicely. Very nice to meet you. Thanks very much for coming. First of all, right off the bat, what do I call you? Do you go by George?
George is fine, yeah.
George is fine? George, how are you?
Hi.
Good to see you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And congratulations, your book's out. How long did it take you to put this together?
I started about 10 years ago.
Really?
But 3 years solidly. It took me 3 years solidly. I mean, I started it, but I never really got around to finishing it because various things got in the way.
Ah, I see.
Life, you know,
Life
tragedy.
got in the way, yeah. Well,
like
I opened the book, and the first thing that hit me when I opened the book was a photograph of you with your parents, which I thought was this amazing photograph because it seemed to beg a question. Do we have it here, Liz? I believe we do. There we go. This is you with your parents.
I look like a giant, don't I?
Yeah, you do. But you look at that photograph, and I know your father was a boxing instructor. Is that right?
He was. I mean, he was into boxing when he was in the army.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, and you look at that photograph, and your parents look, I don't know anything about them, but they look fairly conservative. And here you are going in this direction, becoming Boy George. Were they accepting of that?
When I was sort of a teenager, they thought it was a phase I was going through, you know, and then they wondered what the hell I was doing because
this phase is lasting a while, yeah.
You know, when I finally became a musician, they were really relieved because they were worried that I wouldn't survive. You know, they didn't know what I was doing with my life, and then suddenly I became Boy George the singer, and I think they were just really pleased.
And of course the success, I mean the phenomenal success, that probably made them think, oh, this is great, whatever.
Yeah, they liked me.
Now, what about the, I'm curious about the look that you developed. At the height, you know, 1982, 83, I guess we're talking. The look, where did you come up with that look? I mean, it was sort of, you know, you're wearing like flowing garbs, dresses, and then sort of a Hasidic hat, you know? And I was thinking like, where did you come up with that idea of putting it all together? Because you put it together and it's like, yes, this works. It did. The Hasidic hat just made it. But I'm curious, how did you come up with that idea?
I was going to clubs, and I guess I started off as a Bowie freak. That was where it really began, when I was about 11. I discovered David Bowie, and then I got into dressing up, and I really got into music. And it kind of continued, and then I kind of developed my own persona. I was going to clubs. I mean, the way I looked in Culture Club was watered down.
That's watered down?
Well, if you look in the book, there's some really spooky looks in there. You know?
Right, well, there's the whole...
I used to kind of go on the train from my mother's house to the centre of London, you know, dressed as Bodicea, dressed as a nun, Carmen Miranda, you name it, I did the lot.
Right.
And that was kind of a watered-down look of the whole lot that I was
then one day you just ran into a rabbi or something and it all came together? I mean, how did...
Now, when I met John, who was the drummer in Culture Club, he bought me that hat as a present, and it's an actual Hasidic hat.
That's right.
It's a proper Jewish hat, and it was kind of good luck because, you know, obviously, I had it all the way through Culture Club, so I still have that hat. I mean, I think of it as a lucky charm.
Well, I was going to ask you, because since that time, I remember when you first came on the scene, it was, you know, the cross-dressing and everything was more shocking, I think, to people back then. Now there are people like RuPaul. It's just, do you think it's become more accepted since then? I
think I still make people uncomfortable in lifts. You know. Like, I notice...
That's a great gift.
I notice in the hotel, I get into the lift and people kind of get very uncomfortable. It's still... I mean, I think that, you know, there is more drag queen stuff around now, but I still think there are a lot of people out there who find it very, very difficult to deal with.
Right. Well,
and they're my reason for living.
It's a good call. It's your calling in life. What do you think of RuPaul? Do you like RuPaul?
I think RuPaul is fantastic. I think drag queens are the suffragettes.
So it's like 9 feet tall. Huge.
I think she's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I'd sleep with her. But I always said if I
Call up. Heterosexual, you'd marry. Does that work? Does that?
Oh, it does.
Really?
He works for a lot of people in Staten Island.
Gets a little confusing. Ah! It is Wow. I don't know what reaction that's getting in Staten Island right now. I don't want to know.
They're cheering. They're popping open beers.
Well, tell me now. I know you have several theories. I've heard you say, I don't know if this is true, that you believe, in essence, every man is gay. Do you think that's true, or every man is...
I've never said that. I think everyone's both.
You think everyone's both? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You think that everybody is bisexual?
Don't you?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm young. There's time.
You just haven't met the right drag queen.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm just...
I think everybody probably has dual sexuality when they're born. I think
so?
Society kind of encourages to go one way or the other. You either go against society, which I suppose is what I did, or you fit in, which is what most people do. But
Put on a suit and tie and pretend.
Not pretend. I mean, I think that...
My God, what have I done?
I think that, you know, if people were really honest, most people I know, even straight people, say that they agree that most people are bisexual. Do you not think so?
Well, it's hard. It's hard to know, you know?
They're probably with their wives or something.
Yeah, one guy in the audience was like, I'm not sure. Let's go watch the game on TV. We'll do that. Yeah, this is completely off the subject, but I was flipping through your book today, and there's this great passage in here about the time that you were on the A-team. And I just couldn't believe that you were... I mean, there's a passage here where you're talking about how you're on the A-team, and you've got to say these lines like, "Go for it, Hannibal," and "Totally awesome, Mr. T." And then you say, there was some fun hiding from Mr. T, who would charge into my Winnebago every morning and talk about how wonderful he was. Like, but I couldn't even believe it. I was thinking, what were you doing on the A-team? Did you not know what the show was, or did you know? Or did you think, well, I think it's a talk show or something?
No, first of all, they offered me a lot of money to do it.
How much money?
Almost like, I don't know how much it was, actually.
Like over like $100,000 or around there?
Close to there.
Okay, I'll do that.
It was something very alluring.
Sure.
It's like, oh yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And I was meant to be playing myself.
Oh, you were playing Boy George.
I was meant to be being Boy George.
The A-team has to rescue Boy George?
Well, that was the idea. The thing was, when I got there...
They do a lot of good...
When I got there, they gave me this script, which was like a total Valley Girl script, you know. Like, you know, and it was like, I wouldn't say things like this.
Right.
But I thought, well, they're paying me loads of money, so I guess I'll go for it, you know. And,
that's how it's done. I want to see that episode now. I never saw that one.
It's actually really good in German. I saw it dubbed in German, and I'm actually...
what is Mr. T like in German? That's what I would want to hear.
I don't know, but I just thought it works with me speaking in German. I mean, I thought my acting on that show was just so bad.
Oh, well, I'm really looking forward. Well, I want to say the book is Boy George, Take It Like a Man, and you have a CD out, Cheapness and Beauty, which is right here.
It was very nice to meet you. Thanks very much for coming.
Cheers.
Boy George, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what, folks? Coming up tomorrow night on this program, John Larroquette is going to be with us. Yeah. Also, author Anna Quinlan and the gadget guru Andy Parr. So make sure you check out that show. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Brian McCann here. Very funny guy.